I've said it many times in the past, but I'll say it again. Northern Silence Productions has a gift for presenting us with the best that epic, atmospheric black metal has to offer. And a high rate of quality makes it so that with each release one hopes that we are in for yet another gem. Like everything in life, we don't always get what we expect, as is the case with this Cineastre debut. This does not mean that we are facing a bad record, by no means. In many moments it even manages to surprise on the positive side. However, there is an element that ends up preventing the impact to be as expected. The production, crude and primitive production that doesn't have the desired shine. If it wins in the organic element, it ends up losing in the power it should bring to the record. When it really shines as when we are facing the acoustic passages. Some options in the mix don't help either, but being the first album, there is a lot of positive stuff here that makes us wait with high expectations for the future.
The Phantom Elite project returns for its third original album. The band led by Marina La Torraca is a mixture of genres that tempts us to call them just modern metal, and that modern metal is composed of heavy guitars that would not be out of place in a metalcore band, electronic arrangements pulling to the industrial and an infectious sense of melody. It's the melody that really stands out in this work that ends up standing out from the competition for its well-constructed choruses that settle in quickly. Not only the choruses but also the music as a whole.
It wasn't enough to return after a long absence, and the Mars Volta have here another, Que Dios te maldiga mi corazón, to reward fans for the long wait. However, we have to contain our enthusiasm when saying that this is not a new album but acoustic versions to the themes of the band's self-titled last album. Acoustic versions with arrangements that give a breath of fresh air to the songs and almost reinvent them, sounding like a new album. It may not be enough to win over those who were disappointed, but it will definitely speak to the hearts of those who appreciated their return and have absorbed well this new phase of the band.
We here at World of Metal are always looking for new music. The pleasure of discovering pearls of heavy music and being able to share them with fans like us is indescribable. We can easily fit in the Americans' dawn of existence with this excellent debut album, Ancient Arts. This talented duo of musicians presents a set of songs to which any fan of melodic death metal is automatically surrendered. And I would even add that those who like melodic black metal will be equally pleased with what you can hear here. Without there being an effective approximation, what seems to us is that this is an album that has the same impact as works by Hypocrisy such as Abducted or Final Chapter, being even more aggressive and forceful when it feels it must be. Maximum example, Skoda 14, one of the great standout tracks of this album. An excellent surprise, a total must-have.
Debut work by Unchosen Ones, a Spanish hardened heavy band that surprised us in a positive way. First by its wide field of action, which quickly brings us the weight and speed of power metal, and then takes us in a time machine towards the 80s, presenting that very peculiar atmosphere of melodic hard rock. Interestingly enough, the compositional solutions make us think of Sonata Arctica, not least because of the timbre of singer Javier Calderón's voice, although I must say that these themes end up captivating much more than anything the Finnish band has released in recent years. To top it off, we have video games as lyrical inspiration. Let's keep an eye on them.
Far Away is the debut work of the Finnish Abandon All, who bring a sound that seeks strength and riffs, too hardened heavy but that does not leave behind some melodic contours of gothic metal, an album that is quickly absorbed, well constructed, and with an eye for infectious themes that we can't stop listening to. We know that this recipe often has short-term effects, but that in the long run makes the songs in question become forgettable, but it honestly doesn't seem to be the case with what we can find here. Solid and good debut record.
How to explain love that you have for people, for things, for life. A question too existentialist to start a short review. However, it serves the same purpose to quickly conclude, without much debate, that love can be tried to be explained but never succeeded in that task. We can list some adjectives that make sense to us, but these adjectives are not universal. That is, not everyone will feel the same way, and sometimes they can even be misleading. So we come to this debut by the French band Black Rite, which has a cover that isn't even appealing, as well as a raw, primitive sound. But this album was passion at first sight, even though we are aware of its limitations. Because you feel its soul, you feel like a stoner rock full of power and feeling to which we don't need to dedicate much time to get hopelessly stuck. And it even expands much further, beyond stoner or sludge. Groove and an art of making great meshes that rock like never before is not for everyone. It must be love indeed.
With doubt hanging in the air that this may be the last product to come out of Transatlantic's ship, this live album exposes the beauty of a band with 25 years of existence, with special emphasis on 2020. One studio album, The Absolute Universe. In a spectacular coexistence, the supergroup is able to give 3 hours of pure entertainment by offering a complete lineup and modified guise of their 2020 One production, while also performing 35 minutes of 2009's Fantastic, The Whirlwind, with the ultimate The Final Medley. That gives fans a nice taste of the band's great classics. Both in content and production, this Live at Olympia is a sonic delight for fans of the genre and the group. Always with an unparalleled togetherness and performance, Transatlantic define themselves by the creative dexterity and shrewd commitment that make them one of the best supergroups in history. Something this live album more than demonstrates. Let's hope that this is not the last planet to be explored by these great artists, and that much more of their modern progressive rock is produced with the quality they have always accustomed us to.